There we go. Think we're live? Right? Are we live? I don't know. I think we're live. Definitely live on Twitch. We're definitely live on Twitch. Are we live on YouTube yet? I'm not sure. No intro for this stream. Oh my gosh, we have notifications going on. Wait a second. People are actually getting notifications for this stream? No way. So YouTube decides to send out notifications for this stream, but not my one yesterday. So then everyone can come to this stream and call me a shill. Say I'm a cuck, or say I'm a e-bagger, or whatever they want to say. But you know, my actual quality streams that feature Q&As and gameplay. I haven't had a gameplay stream in a while, right? It's been a long time since I've done a gameplay stream. Should probably do that sometime, huh? I've been itching to play some Splatoon 2 lately. I'm eating my lunch. I'm on a schedule. My new diet, I'm on a schedule. We've got 2 cups of veggies, a half cup of black beans, 4 ounces of chicken, and 100 grams of rice, brown rice in here. That's my lunch today. Do a little teriyaki sauce on it, and call it a day. Oh, hi. I know maybe it's a little rude to eat my lunch, but my kids are also napping, so this actually worked out well for me. Well, as the title says, I'm going to get blocked. I mean, only if you do something that is worthy you getting blocked. So, here's the deal. I have some good news. The no cussing rules now apply across the board. We don't allow swearing in any stream anymore. Just because of YouTube's policy changes, we're trying not to get YouTube upset at us anymore. So that being said, here's the deal. We will be probably attending E3 this year. So first off, good news. Hey, we're probably attending E3 this year. I applied for my media pass today. Probably not going to get it. I assume I'm not going to get a media pass. I applied using my website this time instead of the YouTube channel. Pretty sure my website isn't going to qualify. But whatever, it's worth trying. Either way, even if the website qualifies for me, it's not going to qualify for Eric, the person who does my camera work when he comes with me. So I had to buy a gamer pass for him anyways. The big reason I want a media pass is just to get my camera in the damn door and my tripod and all that stuff. That'd be great. It's what you need a media pass for. But maybe I'll get lucky and I'll meet someone there who has a media pass who can bring my equipment in for me. That would be great. That being said, we might have to get 2 gamer passes. Those are $250 a piece. And flight, hotel, all that stuff. But we don't need a laptop. We don't need a camera. I do need to get a new microphone for my camera, but that's besides the point. It's actually, we have all the equipment we need. So we're going to E3? Probably. Most likely. And the current plan right now to go to E3 is for me to take out a business loan. I qualify for up to a $2,500 business loan. The problem, obviously, in taking out a business loan, because it would be me investing in this business of Nintendo Prime to do this business trip, completely write-offable on my tax returns, is I have to start making payments back literally the next month. And it would cripple my income for the next 9 months, because you have 9 months to pay it back, blah, 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 interest, all that stuff. So the thing is that's about exactly what we need to go. That's not counting food. That's not counting anything. And I would obviously like to not have to take out the entire $2,500 in business loans to go, and then pay all the interest on top of that, and end up paying out it's an insane interest rate. It's like 19%. So I'd end up paying close to an extra $1,000 just to go. So that is why I am starting now, asking for your guys' help to alleviate how big of a loan I'll need to take out. I realize I'm going to need to take out some sort of loan. It's going to happen. either to pay for the food, pay for the rental car, pay for flights or whatever needs to happen, pay for the actual gamer passes. There's going to have to be a business loan taken out. But I would like to not have to take out the full $2,500 in business loans. So that is why I am going to you guys and saying, hey, look, if you would like to support us, you don't have to. I just told you. I literally just told you I can go to E3 without your help. It's just going to cost me a lot of extra money that I really don't want it to cost me. But after discussing things with my fiance, after discussing things with my financial advisor, and just some other partners out there, it has been decided that another piece of good news is that we are going to be going hard at this channel full-time all the way through summer. It's just happening. Don't worry about it. The whole lost my other job in January and all that stuff. Like, you know what? Bottom line is we're going hard for the rest of the summer, potentially the rest of this year. Part of this is in large part because of the support that you guys have already been giving us every single month on Patreon. Patreon has been huge. I think I know one of our $20 backers just became a $1 backer, but they're still supporting us, and we're still at like $440, and that right now represents like half of my income, which is meaning I'm making under $1,000 a month, but that's okay. We have found a couple other ways to supplement the income a little bit to obviously keep a roof overhead, keep my kids well fed, keep my new diet plan going here. Man, I do not like black beans and all that jazz. So, bottom line is that we view E3 as a quintessential part of maintaining our channel growth and getting to the levels we want to get to. Like, can you imagine a Prime News episode, right? A Prime News episode from E3 on all those days of E3. Can you imagine a Prime News episode for all that? And a Prime News episode where there's some hands-on experience, maybe even a live podcast. Maybe, well, I shouldn't guarantee a live podcast. Live streaming's a little wonky, but the point is that we do a lot of coverage, a lot of preview coverage. And when we looked back at last year and we were going through the numbers and going through the stats, June was one of our better months in terms of just raw numbers. Not numbers boosted by giveaways, not numbers boosted by anything. We gained more subscribers and more raw viewers during E3 last year and the rest of that month than we had basically ever outside of giveaways. So, one, it's just a really good boost for the channel. Two, you guys get some more high-quality content. You get hands-on impressions. You guys remember those hands-on impressions? You guys loved them so much that you actually wanted me to do more of them, and it was kind of sad that we just don't get review copies of games to do more hands-on impressions. Now, I do hands-on impressions of demos, and some of you guys have tuned in for that, or hands-on impressions of Daemon X Machina, hands-on impressions of Yoshi, when that demo came out. So I'm still doing hands-on impressions when they're available and they're games that I think you guys are interested in. So that happens at E3 in general. We just do hands-on impressions of everything that we touch. And because we're covering a little bit more than Nintendo, maybe we can even touch upon some other third-party offerings if we have time. Now, I assume Pokemon Gen 8 is going to be there this year, so that's obviously a big one people are going to want to know, especially compared to Let's Go, maybe even compared to Ultra Sun and Moon, stuff like that. And I want to go above and beyond this time and start scheduling some stuff with other people I know are also going to be there, like Bob Wolf is going to be there, stuff like that. So I have a lot of grander plans for this E3, as this would be the third time I've ever been to E3. First time was for Zelda Informer back in 2016, and then you guys fully funded our trip last year. I'm not even looking for full funded trips. But I am hoping that you guys can alleviate how big of a loan I need to take out, so I'm not taking such a big financial hit. I just told you this YouTube channel makes less than $1,000 a month. That's not a lot, and I'd be using that money to pay back the loan, and I need that money to survive. So it's kind of a financial commitment to me. It's also a commitment to me working a second job after E3 to help pay off the loan. So I would like to not have to do any of that. And that's why we set the goal for the funds for E3. We got a couple months to raise it because I got to finalize all the flights and hotels really before the end of those 2 months. But at least, money can keep coming in till then. Maybe even, I might even extend it into June a little bit if people want to help pay for food or whatever, whatever other extra expenses. Just having extra money on hand for emergency cases or whatever. So the idea is I'm hoping to raise 2,000. We're probably not going to raise 2,000. I mean, if we only raise 200, 300, whatever. The point is we're going to E3. All the money's going to go towards E3. It's happening. So that's that. You guys are just helping me not have to take such a big risk for my personal finances. So if you would like to support, the way you donate to it is through the donation link in the description. Should be in the description on YouTube anyways. The Streamlabs donation link in particular is the one that'll increase the bar. If you do a PayPal donation through the PayPal donation link, let me know so I can add your donation to the E3 funding. Again, this is kind of a big endeavor for me and a big risk, but I think it's ultimately going to be worth it. I think we're going to grow as a channel. I think we're going to grow as a community. And I think you're going to really love the even better coverage. So you guys remember the daily vlogs? Like those I want to bring back. You know, maybe we'll do an E3 meetup. If there's some of you guys out there that live in the LA area. There's a lot of things that could happen. But as of today, I've applied. So. See what some of you guys are saying. Two Holmes shakes his fist at YouTube, yeah, for not sending out yeah, right. The notifications got sent out for this stream, but not like my actual content streams. Let's see here. 19% interest rate is ridiculous. Is there any other rate you could get? 19% is over the top. Unfortunately, no. I can't get better than 19% because of mistakes I made in my past. I'm in the process of rebuilding my credit, so. The only reason I can even take out a business loan, and there's only one place that'll let me do it, is because I'm basically putting my computer, my camera, my laptop, and my car as like collateral. So basically, all the equipment I need to survive in life is being put down as collateral for me to get this loan. So if I default on the loan, bye-bye everything. But I won't default on the loan. It's just going to be slim pickings for 9 months around this house. And I'm going to be struggling, and I'm going to be working extra jobs and doing what I need to do. But I think E3 is that important to this channel. Based on the market research I did on how E3 went for us last year. Yep, EA Play. So, for those wondering, we would be leaving on Thursday. Eric and I would be leaving. We haven't booked it yet. We did some pricing, but we haven't booked it yet. Because we want to wait to see if we're getting gamer passes or media passes. We're leaving on June 6th. So we'll be arriving on there on June 6th. EA Play starts, I think, on Friday or Saturday. I think it's Saturday. It might be Friday. I'm not sure. But either way, we're going to be there for EA Play. We're going to go to EA Play together this time. Eric had to go by himself because I had to cover some stuff at the channel, but since we're going to be there on Thursday, hey, Ben Freeburger, got us started with a $20 donation. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Also, no more shots on streams for the next 3 months. I'm on a 90-day diet plan with a 90-day workout plan. The workout starts tonight at 10 p.m. So I can't really drink any alcohol. But you know what's funny? The workout plan ends during E3. So with any luck, by the time we get to E3, you're going to see a thinner, more in shape Nate. Just in time for me to have some fat tomato pizza in celebration of making it 90 days. And then starting a new 90 days. Hey, Mark. Mark Buhager, thank you so much for the $20 donation for E3, man. So again, you guys are just going to be big helps in getting us to where we want to be with all this. It's a long ways to go, but man, I already appreciate it. I mean, $40 so far is amazing. Obviously, this is like kind of a newer stream format. I'm going to be doing, I think, a Splatoon 2 stream tonight. And this format's going to stay the same. I'm just going to be like over here, and then Splatoon 2 is going to be like up here. And I know it's not as fancy as people might want it to be, but we're going to stick with this format for now to make it like really obvious that we're trying to raise funds for E3. Not funds that we need, but funds that help me out and not have to pay such a high interest rate on. And even I want to take a smaller loan. Ideally, I take no loan. I mean, you guys go nuts, and we raise like $2,500, $3,000, and I take out no loan. But let's not get ahead of ourselves here. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to take out some sort of loan. No. People have been waiting for me to eat on stream, so I figured they would enjoy me eating my really healthy lunch. Please, how can people donate for this? Is it through YouTube donation? No, yeah. This is a donation link down in the description. Streamlabs, ideally. If you use PayPal, let me know. I'll go check PayPal and make sure your donation gets added. I'm trying to be very careful because all my business money ends up running through PayPal anyway, so I'm trying to make sure I separate out, my normal monthly revenue, which comes, hey, trying to separate my normal monthly revenue out from my other revenue. So that's why I track everything through Streamlabs, so I know how much I'm supposed to have set aside here. Hey. You don't want to play with your tablet?
Yes.
Well, go play. It's up on the counter where you left it.
But it's not.
Do you know what the charger is?
No.
Remember last time you charged it? Where did you charge it? In Mom and Dad's room on Mom's side, remember? So it should still be there. Okay. Yeah. And if not, maybe you can play my Switch a little bit. But let's go see if you find your charger for your tablet first.
I don't even know.
You don't know? Parenting.
Oh, great.
You want to play it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I guess you haven't played my Switch in a while, so here you go. Be careful though. Dad's using this tonight for some work stuff, so.
I know.
There you go. All right, can you go play with it in the playroom, please? All right, thank you. I knew he wasn't gonna nap very long. He has croup, so he's a little sick right now, but. Let's see here. Mark Buhager said, "I'll be honest, Prime, your coverage was the best one for E3 for me. You're simply a down-to-earth, realistic dude, so your content shines through. Thanks." I worked really long nights. I didn't get a lot of sleep. I never get a lot of sleep at E3. There's so many videos to make, so much editing to do, so much impressions to make. Some of the impressions I didn't make till I even got back. But did a lot of impression videos, a lot of daily vlogs. The goal with the daily vlogs, by the way, is to basically bring a slice of E3 to you guys, right? So show what the E3 experience is like. Maybe see some other YouTubers on camera. Like we had Bob Wolf in one. We had Nintendocade in one. We had, can't remember. Oh, we had Supermetal Dave appeared in one of the vlogs. We had Neil Willis, one of our fans, appear in one of the vlogs. So I like to bring a little slice of E3 to all you guys. In addition to all the game coverage. And I do want to do a Daily Prime News to recap all of the big news from E3. Let's see here. So what are you eating? I saw the big old cart you posted on Twitter the other day. Yeah, so my lunch today is I got 2 cups of veggies. So I went with a cup of green beans and a cup of chopped up broccoli. And then 100 grams of brown rice. And then 4 ounces of chicken. And then I used a little bit of teriyaki sauce to flavor it all. Oh, and a half cup of black beans. They were raw black beans that I cooked, and then I kind of combined it all in. And a little bit of light teriyaki sauce. And here you go. This is what we have. That's my lunch today. And my next snack, I think, is... Let me actually look. My next snack is in a few hours. Let's see here. Where's my thing? Did I close it? I might have closed it. Wait, nope, there it is. So my snack today, this is day 1 of the diet. My snack at 3 o'clock is 240 milliliters of almond milk, which is just 1 cup of almond milk, a protein shake, and then an apple. And then for dinner, I get to have 6 ounces of chicken, another 2 cups of vegetables, and a little bit of sweet potato. And then I have an 8 p.m. snack of more almond milk and another protein shake. That's day 1. Anyways. And then I'm on a 90-day workout plan that's paired with this diet. So the diet's tailored both to me personally and to my workout. And I should be losing, in 90 days, I should be losing anywhere between 50 to 80 pounds of fat. And who knows how many pounds of muscle will be added on. That's, depends on how my body responds to the workouts. But lately, it seems like you're always begging for money. I'm not begging for money. I literally started the stream by saying, I don't need your guys' money to go to E3. I would like you guys' support so I don't have to, take out such a big loan to go to E3. But I'll have the money to go to E3. We're going to E3. It's happening. I'm just trying to reduce the amount I have to take out on my loan. And if I don't reduce it more than the $40 I already got, oh well. It's $40 less that I have to worry about on my loan. And I haven't really gone hard on money stuff since, January? When I lost my job. So, let's see here. Kids are less cute as they get older. Your 17-year-old sucks. Yeah. Mike McDigger, yes, I know about what happened. We try not to talk about that stuff on this channel, but yes, I'm well aware of what happened. I live in San Diego. I wonder how hard it would be buying tickets for E3. Well, I mean, the tickets gamer passes are $250. Now, technically, if I want early access like media, they changed it up this year. So, what it used to be is there was like what it's been, at least for a couple years, is there's been like 4 ways to go to E3. You get your complimentary media pass, you get early access like hours before any of the public get in the first 2 days, which gives you ample time to get all the coverage you need done of most of the stuff you're there to do. So like, if we had media passes, there's a chance on day 1, let alone the morning of day 2, that we could get all of our coverage done of all the Nintendo games. Meaning we could spend the rest of those days, once the public's let in, to do games for other platforms or whatever we needed to do. Or do vlogs or streams with other creators and stuff. The thing is that is the ideal situation. That's what we want. We want at least 1 media pass, if not 2. The other way to get in is a gamer pass, right? $250. You get into E3. On the 3rd day, you get in the same time as everyone else. On days 1 and 2, you get in like 2 or 3 hours after the media. So basically, half of those days are dedicated to media. So you get kind of screwed there. Then the other one used to be an exhibitor pass. So basically, if you work in the video game industry, you can get a complimentary pass to E3. So if I was a video game developer or something, I could get free tickets to E3. And then the last one was a business pass. Business pass with $1,000. You would get like a conference room upstairs. But that's it. Like, you would have just as much restrictions as a gamer pass. This is pretty ridiculous. You couldn't even bring a laptop in. That's changed. They don't have a business pass anymore. What they have is, I think they called it, I'll look it up right now. I think they called it the premium pass now. Let me look here. And they changed it. So technically, I could get in the same time as the media if I want to pay $1,000. Is kind of the big shindig. So, what do they call it? They call it the premium badge. So the premium badge is $995. You get your 3-day Expo Pass with exclusive early hours Tuesday and Wednesday. What that means is you get in the same time as the media. So even if I only had a gamer pass, or even if I did not have a media pass, I could pay $1,000 to get in at the same time media does. You also get access to the VIP lounge. Which I assume if you get access to the VIP lounge to check emails and all this stuff, that you'll be allowed to bring a laptop in with a premium badge. I don't know what the restrictions are on premium badges yet. You get catered breakfast and lunch each day. So our breakfast and lunch would be taken care of. So you can look at that as a food saving expense there, because you get breakfast and lunch every day. And you don't have to worry about dinner. You get exclusive industry CEO and VIP reception. Whatever that means. Access to the exhibit hall through you get to go through a VIP entrance, so you don't have to wait in online. Premium seating at the E3 Coliseum panels. So then you can go to like different panels and stuff. You get access to LA Live activations, which is a LA Live thing that's like outside. That's a whole another part of the E3 experience. Then discounts for premium badge holders at the official E3 merchandise store. So it's not a bad deal, but it's $1,000. Let's be honest, I'm not going to have the money to buy a premium badge if I don't get a media pass. So 5K more to the magic 50K subs. Yep, just 5K away. Hopefully we hit it before E3, right? That'd be sweet. You hate brown rice? I don't mind brown rice. I don't like black beans. I hate black beans, but mixed it with some teriyaki sauce and other stuff, it's alright. Let's see here. What's the cost of the E3 non-industry pass? Okay, so all the costs are, I'm literally right here on the page. So you obviously can get a media pass if I qualify, which I don't think I'm going to qualify. Those are free. And you basically, what's nice about the media pass isn't just the early access hours. You get to bring your tripod. You can bring in your professional camera. You get to bring in a backpack. If you bring in a gamer pass, oh my gosh. The restrictions on gamer passes are insane. You can't bring in my camera, can't bring in my tripod, can't bring in a backpack. You can only bring in one of those clear plastics. Well, you're only supposed to be clear plastic, but other people are bringing others. Anyways, you can only bring in a really tiny bag. You're only allowed to have your cell phone basically with you. That tiny bag is supposed to be for you to put merchandise in or something. It's pretty much it. You pretty much just get to walk in with your wallet and your phone in that little bag with a gamer badge. Which means all of my footage at the show has to be done with a phone, which sucks. And what happens is people in the booth treat you differently if you have a gamer pass or a media pass, because if you have a gamer pass and you're trying to record footage, they just don't give a crap. But if you're a media and you're trying to record footage, they're ultra nice to you about it. And gamer badges are $250 each. And because my fiance won't let me go by myself, that means Eric has to come with, so that's $500 if we have to get gamer passes. And then they have the premium badge, which again basically gets you all of the media pass stuff, but for $1,000. And then there's the free industry badge. Right, I think I can bring stuff in as being in the industry, but not media. I'm not sure what the restrictions are on the industry. I mean, I know all the stuff you need to qualify for it, but I've never seen what the I bet you they have it in the FAQ section. Is it under their safety? Yeah, okay, so here's how it works. Industry and VIP buyer. Oh no. VIPs get screwed too. So industry pass, VIP, buyer, gamer. So industry pass, the VIP Pyre, the gamer premium pass. Let me see. You have to wear your official E3 badge. You can carry one bag that's 12 by 15 by 6. No backpacks are allowed. Attendees are subject to a bag search, of course, blah, 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 all that stuff. Can't bring a backpack. Can't bring an oversized roller bag. Exhibitors can bring in backpacks and oversized roller bags. Media can bring in backpacks and oversized roller bags. But where's the camera restrictions? Hold on. Bag search and restrictions. Let's see here. Yeah, so media that have a media badge are permitted to hand carry equipment into shows premises in excess of one bag and size restrictions. So what that means is, like, you're allowed, like, I don't have to put this in a bag. I can carry that over my shoulder. So, or you can carry your camera. You don't have to, so the camera doesn't have to fit in your bag. So media gets to, like, carry in, like, tripods and stuff like that. But where are the full or prohibited items? No alcohol, no balloons. Yeah, so here you go. Without a media pass, you cannot bring in a camera or tripod. Only possible with a media pass. You can't bring in, obviously, alcohol, balloons, any sort of chairs, drones, obviously flammable liquids, illegal substances, marijuana. You can't bring in outside food or beverages, so you have to get your food only there. Pets unless they're service animals. No skateboards, hoverboards, etc. Wagon wheels, weapons, blah, blah, blah. So the big thing here is the camera and the early access, and then the camera and the tripod and the backpack. Like, you have to have a media pass for that. So even you two, Holmes, wouldn't be able to get my tripod and my camera in, unfortunately. Game Over Jesse. Oh, yeah. Saw Game Over Jesse there last year, too. Hopefully this year I don't get hit by a camera in the knee, huh? Wouldn't that be great? It was really painful. Let's see here. I used to be an exhibitor all those years, too, so that makes sense. I haven't had to just bring things in years, yeah. So it's really restrictive. If you don't have a media pass, you're basically screwed. So the hope is obviously that if I don't get a media pass and I buy a gamer pass, that someone I know that has a media pass will take my equipment in for me. I do worry that security might take my equipment away from me. If they see that I'm rocking a gamer pass, that's something I'm worried about too. I mean, they'll give it back to you when you leave, but we'll see. I might see if I can bring in a smaller tripod too. I mean, that tripod's nice. Wow, might bring in a smaller one. Can you bring in your vape? I don't know if you're allowed to bring in your vape. That would be a question you'd have to ask security. I don't know if you're allowed to bring in smoke. Probably not. I don't know. You can't bring in smokes. I know that. What's up, Giovanni Loreno? Google would own E3 if they showed up, just in terms of buzz and stuff. Yeah. It'd be interesting if Google announces they're going to be at E3. C3 might be one of the last good ones. Well, Nintendo's there. And there'll be lots of Nintendo games. First time to play Pokemon, guaranteed it'll be there. Yeah, usually once you're inside with your equipment, they kind of leave you alone, because they don't even really check your badges once you're, because all your badge checks are when you first get in. So the only thing they check is to make sure your badge is still on you. So when you go through the doors, they'll like glance down and just see if your badge is there. As long as your badge is there, they leave you alone. So I think if someone got my equipment in for me, it'd still be okay. Well, it does suck I don't get the earlier hours because the wait for Pokemon last time was 4.5 hours. What do you think the wait for Pokemon is going to be this time? So... What's up, Johnny? Yeah, I know. I forgot that they do the security checks at first. I mean, they have security inside, but I don't remember them ever checking anything. Like, I got my camera in. Depending on the security person that checks you, they might let your camera go, but as the first day, I actually got my camera in. But my camera couldn't come in the rest of the days. They wouldn't let it happen. And the tripod. My God, do I want the tripod. I want the tripod in so bad. It is so dumb. I get it, because the Gamer Pass, you're just supposed to be there as a gamer, but I'm there trying to do coverage with a Gamer Pass. It sucks. What's that? What doesn't work?
It says, put it down.
Oh, you knocked on my light, bud. It's okay. You're not in trouble. I don't know why this only does this for you. I never have issues with this, bud.
Yes, you do.
Are you playing Smash Bros?
No.
What are you playing? Only playing Mario? Really? I've never... Joy-Con issue! I think I just need to get some new Joy-Cons. Oh, but I just had them attached. What are you doing?
Joy-Cons?
He's playing Super Mario Odyssey. Might go. I gotta pick my light up. You knocked over. Now, I'm almost done with my lunch here. Taking me a little longer to eat it since I'm streaming, but I get the little extras I had that didn't fit in the big part. I was considering going to E3, but the guy who would get me industry tickets around $100 isn't doing it anymore, and I'm not willing to spend $250 plus hotel. Yeah, with hotel it gets expensive. Like we're doing 8 nights, so it gets pricey. But we're not like moving hotels or anything. Like once we're there for 8 nights. Like we're just gonna be there for 8 nights. Period. And I'll probably do all my booking through Orbitz. I end up getting a better deal through Orbitz than I get from E3's discount hotels. Plus, we add a rental car, so we can go and do other things when we're in LA too, if we need to, or if one of us gets sick. Yeah. So what happened to Holmes is the first year we went, Eric and I have always done it together. So the first year we went back in 2016, the Breath of the Wild year, we left Monday, arrived early morning Tuesday, like 1 a.m., right? We had a hotel paid for that night, but our flight got delayed. So we didn't get there until about 1 a.m. was when we got to the hotel. And it was all fine and everything. We... because of the flight delay, we immediately contacted the hotel on landing, and they said it's okay. Your room is good. It's not sold. So we got in at 1 a.m. We had to wake up at like 6 to get ready to go to the show floor. We had media passes that year, so we had to get up at like 5 or 6. So we barely got any sleep. Went to E3, then we flew out on the final day. So Tuesday. So we got there Tuesday at 1 a.m. Did our coverage Wednesday, did our coverage Thursday, flew out Thursday night. And lots of jet lag. I didn't get as much work done as I wanted. And E3 then was still condensed, so it was still like it was just those 3 days. Didn't get to watch any of the press conferences because I was in air or at the airport where they were having internet issues. So I didn't get to catch any of the press conferences. I didn't get to enjoy any time in LA. It was in and out 3 days, no sleep, any of those 3 days, and I just was dead. Last year we went there. We flew out on Friday. No, we flew out. Yeah, we flew out Friday night. Arrived Saturday. Checked in the hotel on Saturday, got our passes. EA Play was going on, but then press conferences started happening, right? So some of the press conferences started happening. So we went back to the hotel. Eric went out to EA Play by himself to cover the EA games and do the daily vlog. I stayed back to live stream the press conferences at the hotel. And because of that, our coverage, like we were the only outlet in the world for a little while that had footage of FIFA on Switch that year. And our footage would have been a hell of a lot better if we both were there. But because of the time we arrived, we could have actually done EA Play on Saturday, but we had to get our badges and everything all sorted out, and by the time we did it, we couldn't do EA Play on Saturday. So Sunday, when the press conferences started, Eric was out at EA Play while I was covering the press conferences. So what we are doing this year is we're leaving Thursday. Now, I don't know what time we're leaving Thursday. I mean, that'll be determined when we go book and we see what flights work with us and rides and all that stuff. So I think we shuttle out there. The shuttle's not included in the price either. We shuttle from Eau Claire because we pay. God, it's actually getting more expensive. It was really expensive last year. It was like $60 one way. God, it was in like $100 back. It was so stupid. I don't know if we're gonna do that again. I think we might go with a different service or something. Anyways. Or maybe have a friend or a family member drive us and pick us up. So we're leaving on Thursday on the 6th. So we'll arrive whenever Thursday. Thursday is going to be a wash day. It's basically you get in and whatever. Friday, because there's nothing happening yet, that gives us a day to prepare. So get our setup, because last year we even brought a monitor and all that stuff. We had it actually packed in our luggage, and the monitor survived the trip. I'm going to bring that same. Actually, I think it's this monitor right here. We're going to bring that same monitor and also get all our equipment set up in the hotel, get the battle station ready, and then kind of prepare our bodies for what's about to happen. Because once Saturday hits, it is hit the ground running, and I don't get any sleep for Saturday until Thursday. And then we'll be leaving the following Friday. You know, the Friday after E3. So, yeah. And this is just because we could just, if we really wanted to cut costs as cheap as possible, we could do that drop in on Monday and then leave Thursday thing again. But, my God, you can't control flights and the weather, the way the weather's been. Who the hell knows what's going to happen? And then you don't get a chance to actually relax at any point. It's not like we go out to California all the time. So it would be nice to actually take on Friday as an example and go to the beach. See, we always go to the beach every time we go, right? But we've never spent more than 10 minutes at a beach in California. It's never happened for more than 10 minutes because we've never had time. So at least on Friday, we can kind of go out to the beach, relax. Hopefully not get too sunburnt. Anyway. That's why we do 8 days, because coverage starts Saturday. Because of EA Play. And EA is not doing a press conference, so EA Play is going to be even a bigger deal this year. There's also the live at E3 event. We were invited to do that last year. We didn't do it, because we didn't have time. Plus, we have to get over to Microsoft Center, because the Microsoft, hosts all their stuff in their Nokia Center, or Nokia Theater, or whatever, instead of at the Convention Center. There's a lot of stuff. E3 officially this year is on the 11th, but it kind of starts on the 8th with EA Play. Yeah, the Microsoft Theater. Is that what it's called? Yeah. It's only like a couple blocks away. It's not even that far from the Convention Center. But because we didn't get around to it till the last day, it was closed on the last day. So we need to hit the Microsoft stuff before the last day, too. And that's another reason why I want a media pass. So I have more time to cover things. Yeah, the theater's on Hollywood, you're right. June. E3's in June. So it's like June 11th through the 13th, but then that doesn't count press conferences, and that doesn't count EA Play. Was it June 10th? Well, was it June 10th this year? Oh, it was June 11th. I guess what the E3 was outside, but that doesn't count the Monday press conference. Yeah, the show floor is the 11th through the 13th. So it's EA Play on the 8th through the 13th, and that's why we're going to get down there on the 6th. So if anything happens, we still have that. Basically, we're giving up. The reason we're leaving on the 6th instead of the 7th is it gives us that play. Like if any flight delays, any issues with hotels, any issues with the rental car, any issues picking up our badge, like we basically are giving ourselves that full day to basically figure everything out and figure out what our game plan is and how we're going to tackle things. So it's nice. It's a day that we wish we had last year. We wish we would have gave ourselves that day. Because we didn't have that day, our coverage ended up not being as good as we wanted at the start. What games do I expect from Nintendo? I think Animal Crossing will be there. Link's Awakening is going to be there. Pokemon will be there in terms of being playable. I think all three of those games will be playable. I think most of the games they've announced for this year will be playable at E3 this year. They're going to have... I wouldn't be surprised if they have an even bigger booth than normal since Sony's not right across from them. If they eat up some of that Sony space so they can expand their booth, because they're going to have a ton of games this year to show off. It'll be interesting to see if Ninjala's back this year. Ninjala had a really big booth last year, right next to Nintendo's booth. And it's really good. It's supposed to be out already, but it's been delayed. So I wonder if that's going to have a big booth again. Good food. Is the channel going to slow down in April? No. So actually, I started off the stream with the good news. Channel's going to be going hard through summer. At least. And hopefully for the rest of the year, and hopefully for many years to come. It's a decision me and my fiance made together. And we're going to find a way to make it work. So. But what sucks is, if I have to take out the maximum business loan, is I'm going to be crippling my finances for a while. But I will do what needs to be done to go to E3. So. And I'll have to make a decision on that business loan eventually here. Over the next month or so. Then again, I could take out the maximum and then end up getting, a whole bunch of donations in, and I could repay some of it. So then I end up not getting hit with the full interest rate, but... I'm not that worried about Sony not being at E3. I think the press conference people will miss. But, like, their booth at E3 was never really that impressive. At least the couple times I've gone, the Sony booth wasn't too great. It would have been nice if I would have had time to play Spider-Man last year. That would have been cool. But yeah, we have to remember what Sony's booth was. A lot of their booth every year is third-party games. And a lot of those third parties are still going to be at E3. So you'll still get to see those games. There will be PlayStation 4s to play games on at E3. Dark, I've answered that question before, man. Because the companies themselves call them press conferences. So a better thing to do is to ask the companies why they call them press conferences. It's not a fan thing. It's not a YouTuber thing. The companies that host them call them press conferences. Is Mario Sonic at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics going to be announced at E3? Maybe. I don't know. Could be. Can I have this? Whatever. It's a piece of gum. I don't think a piece of gum is going to ruin my diet. Oh, no extra sugar. Ideas for a side channel. Base it on you eating all different kinds of food. People like watching other people eat now. It's so weird. I'm not doing that. That's weird. I don't like people watching me eat. Not even in real life. I was only okay with it now because this is the only time I had to stream today. Besides after my kids go to bed. And I'm on a schedule for my meals. So, I had to eat. Thark. Number one, man, I appreciate the $5. But if you actually want it to go towards the E3 fund, you have to use the donation link down in the description. When you use YouTube, the money goes to YouTube first, and then gets divvied out before it comes back to me. We need to use the Streamlabs donation link down in the description to contribute. But I appreciate the thought. I know it gets confusing. I thought about even turning off Super Chats for a while, but... yeah, but I appreciate the $5 Australian. Injured Gamer 1985. Hey Nate, has 5J mentioned he calls me IG short for Injured Gamer? No, I don't. 5J and I don't talk that much, so I don't. No, there's not really much conversation that happens about his live streams. So, I mean, I talked to him briefly earlier this week, and I knew he was sick, but it wasn't really, you know, it's not like something. And the funny thing is, 5G doesn't even live that far away from me. He's like an hour and a half away. But SKQ8 says, how much do you need? $0.00 need-wise. I am taking out a business loan to go. But I want to take out a smaller business loan. So, because the interest rates are insane. So, I'm trying to, you know, it'd be, ideally, we raise $2,000 and then I only have to take out a very small loan to pay for everything else. If we raise no more than the $40 we already have, I'll still have to take out my maximum loan I'm eligible for, which is $2,500 to go. And even then, that's just going to be covering hotel, flights, maybe gamer passes, and all that stuff. It doesn't cover food, so I'll have to figure out, I don't know, hopefully I don't have to sell my Switch games again to pay for food, but I'll figure it out when I get there. So there's not really a need. It's more of a want to make my life easier financially in the future. You can still use it when you get it. Yeah, it just gets lumped in with all my ad revenue, so I don't even know.
Daddy?
Yeah. You all done?
No.
Buddy.
This is going to keep doing
yeah.
this.
You leave these, don't attach them. Okay, when you attach them is when there's a problem. I know, I need to get new Joy-Cons. I'm aware. Joy-Cons are broken. But just don't attach them. When you attach them, that's when they start to disconnect. Here, use this. If you want to use the thing to put them in.
Well, I can't put them in.
Wait.
I can't put them in. And also, does it have...
Hey, be careful with the Switch.
Well, I wanted to do that.
I don't have that. You're just going to have to set it down and play. You lost it. You're the reason I don't have it. I have a kickstand anymore. There you go. Why doesn't Take-Two have an E3 press conference? Two Holmes responds, because Rockstar doesn't do press. Rockstar is the underground nerd who doesn't want to be seen. Yeah. They'll just randomly drop a trailer for GTA 6, like, in 5 years. What games I'm looking forward to this year at E3, knowing it's serious time in lines to get to play any games there. The lines are usually only really bad for things like Pokemon. But yeah, it's everything Nintendo, obviously. And we'll see what I'm looking forward to from Sony and third parties as we get closer to it and I do more research on what games are going to be there. I wouldn't mind if Madden gets announced for Switch and then I get to try that out at EA Play. That would be sweet. Retro Studios is the Rockstar Games of the Nintendo in terms of game releases. Does your son also a Mario fan? Yeah, he's playing Mario Odyssey right now. And he's got Super Mario Land or Super Mario 3D Land on his 2DS. You're going to watch the SXSW Sonic thing? See ya? Yeah, later. That's the thing going on. People are expecting some Sonic announcements. We'll see. What's your level in Apex Legends? Level 1? I don't even know. I've only played like one match ever, so. I'm not. Like, I barely even know what's going on in Apex Legends, so. I have definitely, it's like I haven't played it. I played one match, but it's like I haven't even played it. EA is not coming to E3, no, this year. EA Play is still happening on the 8th and 9th. They're just not having a press conference. I think people get confused about E3 because for a lot of fans at home, E3 is the press conferences. E3 itself is a convention. It's not a press conference. The press conferences often aren't even hosted at E3 venues. So, like, you know, the EA Play is where EA has all their games to play. So, or like last year where you wait in line for 6 hours to watch somebody else play Anthem. That was ridiculous. That was ridiculous. What's your opinion on the Google console coming supposedly on Tuesday? Being announced on Tuesday. I think it's going to be interesting. We'll see if they actually do a full console or if it's just a streaming box. We'll see. We're not 100% sure what they're doing. So, I know there was that leaked controller, but that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't tell you if it's a streaming box or a normal console. We have no idea what Google's doing. So, it should be fun to see what they're unveiling on the 19th. Apex is like Call of Duty, Battle Royale, and strictly a 3-man squad. That's not the way I liken it. The more I watch of Apex Legends, the more it's Overwatch. It's Overwatch. It's Battle Royale Overwatch is what it is. More so than it is Call of Duty, in my opinion. Based on I've watched people play it a bunch. I haven't played a ton of it myself. Yeah, Microsoft. Yeah, 2 blocks away. The others are at local venues. They're trying stuff. There's been some at the Nokia Theater too. Some of the E3 stuff or some of the press conferences. But yeah, E3 itself is the convention. That's why E3. If you go to the E3 website, it'll say June 11th to the 13th. But wait, don't press conferences start on Sunday? Press conferences are just things built around the event of E3 and using E3 average. Obviously, E3 likes that press conferences exist, but. That's why, like, when everyone's like, oh, Nintendo pulled out of E3, like, back in 2013. Like, no, they didn't. Nintendo doubled down on E3, made their booth even bigger, live streamed from the event. Like, they made E3 a bigger importance in 2013 moving forward. So it's weird to me, like, whenever I see, especially outsiders, talk about how Nintendo, because they didn't do a live press conference, they lessened the importance of E3 to them. When Nintendo doubled down on E3 and made it more, what Nintendo does now with E3, to me, is vastly superior to what they did with the press conference and no live stream. Like, they turned E3 into an event. They made it like a 3 to 4 day event. 4 days if they're having Smash tournaments and stuff. 3 days otherwise. Like, it used to, before, people only cared about Nintendo at E3 for, like, 40 minutes or an hour at a press conference. Now it's like, no, you need to watch everything for 3 hours from Nintendo because they drop new announcements during the Treehouse stuff. Like, they made E3 an event. It's awesome. I wish all the companies would do that. It's so much better than the live press. I mean, there's things I miss about live press conferences, but it's so much better in terms of delivering information and doing it well than the live stage when, like, they go up there and show off Skyward Sword, but then the Wiimote wouldn't work because there's too many cell phones in the building. But that's obviously my personal opinion. I know a lot of people love those press conferences. I get it. Everybody hours and Anthem in the same sentence. They were just putting you in the right mindset. I guess, Mark. Bethesda is down at Nokia, I think. Yeah, I think Bethesda is at Nokia. Nintendo's done them at there before, too, in the past. But obviously they don't do live conferences anymore. Should they have a studio called Nintendo Montreal for the North American audience? Most of them are in Japan, 1 studio in Paris, and 2 in the US being Austin and Redmond. Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool if they had one in Montreal, but Nintendo obviously hasn't put an emphasis on expanding studios in the West, so. EA Play is pointless because EA is just announcing new Star Wars. That's it. Most gamers hate EA, so why do they think we should care about EA Play? They'll show Mass Effect Mobile for 90 minutes. EA Play is not a press conference. If you want to, EA Play is basically like a booth at E3. You go in and you try out games. So you'll be able to play the new FIFA. You'll be able to play the new Madden. You'll be able to play, sure, the Mass Effect mobile game. They'll probably have that. You'll be able to play that there. You'll be able, if the Star Wars game, if they want it to be playable, you'll be able to play the new Star Wars game there. Like, EA Play is basically an E3 booth, is what it is. It's an E3 booth. A little different because they sell some stuff to you in there too. They have like merchandise, but yeah, EA Play is not a press conference. You could say the EA press conferences are pointless. EA Play is not. EA Play is where you get to go hands-on with the games. That's why they're not getting rid of EA Play. They have thousands and thousands and thousands of people attend EA Play every year to play the games, including media. So, the Direct at E3 plus Treehouse is way better than the live press conference. I agree. I think there are things with the live conferences you'll always miss, you know? Like that Twilight Princess 2004 moment, that you can't really get that in a pre-scripted Direct or even in a Treehouse situation. But I mean, you still get some pretty epic. Like we didn't have an E3 2004. We didn't have a Twilight Princess 2004 moment for Breath of the Wild, and Breath of the Wild became the best-selling Zelda game ever because it still blew people away. So, like, honestly, it doesn't matter. You know, that to me proved that you don't need the live format in order to see that sort of success. So, I think Nintendo knows what they're doing. EA Play is like Treehouse. No, EA Play is a booth, guys. They don't have it inside the. It's actually a little bit away, believe it or not, from the convention center, but it's a place where you go to play. It's not. I mean, I know they do live streams from there, right? I know they have a live stream event. I'm not dumb, but it's just EA Play's purpose isn't the stream. It's the going hands-on with the games. But they're obviously, because they're not doing a press conference this year, EA Play will probably announce some of the games during the stream because they're not doing a press conference. I think EA might try to turn EA Play into what Nintendo does. I think that's the goal. But we'll see if they do it. It's hard because, like, on EA Play, they always spend so much time, like, talking about FIFA. And I get it. Like, FIFA matters to millions of people. Like, just because a lot of us are like, oh, really, more FIFA for, like, an hour? But, dude, FIFA is, like, one of their biggest IPs. Millions of people buying it. Like, there are people tuning in to watch FIFA. But, I mean, I tune in to watch Madden. So, I can already relate. Hear that Sony has no idea what people are talking about? Oh, yeah, with the Take-Two thing? Yeah, I heard. One, if there was anything being talked about, Sony's never going to admit to it. Because why would you? Nothing's final. You don't want to talk about stuff like that. And number two, it was always market speculation. It was literally always market speculation. What it means is that people in the stock market were speculating that Sony could consider buying Take-Two as a way to boost things. And that ultimately led to Take-Two stock getting boosted, just for speculation. So, why doesn't Activision Blizzard have an E3 conference? Well, one, the Blizzard side of Activision doesn't need it because they have BlizzCon. Just like PlayStation could argue they don't need E3 anymore because they have PSX. So Microsoft doesn't really have a dedicated event like that every year, and Nintendo Directs don't really replace E3 for Nintendo because you can't, like, media can't come and play games during Nintendo Directs. So Nintendo doesn't really have a replacement for E3 either. But Blizzard does, and so does Sony. Now, Activision's side of things, I think they like to tie up the marketing of a lot of the games with particular systems. This year, guarantee you, with Sony not being at E3, that Microsoft won the bidding war for marketing for the new Call of Duty game. Guarantee the new Call of Duty game will be shown off in Microsoft's press conference. And I always like Ubisoft's press conferences every year. They always surprise us, right? Like they have their IPs and their franchises, but they always announce like a new IP every year. It feels like lately with Ubisoft, like every year there's a new IP announced. It's kind of interesting watching how Ubisoft kind of expands upon their press conferences every year. It's entertaining to watch. Even if Aisha Tyler and other people they've had hosts in the past haven't always done the greatest, but. And then Microsoft will announce hardware or Xbox Live for Switch or anything interesting. I think Microsoft might announce hardware. And here's why. They know Switch is in the middle of its generation, so even if Switch has an announcement, it's just going to be a revision on current hardware. So it's not going to like take people by storm if Nintendo announces a revision of hardware, right? Like, it's still the same generation of hardware. Sony's not going to be there, and Sony's likely not going to drop news on PlayStation 5 before E3. So what Microsoft has a unique opportunity here, because remember, Sony could come back to E3 next year. Like, Sony might just know this is going to be a dry year for PlayStation 4, so they're not going to bother trying to spend all this money and put in all this effort when they don't really have much to talk about. So I think this is a unique opportunity for Microsoft to try to steal the show by dropping some Xbox news for the new generation. I think Microsoft's going to do it because of the unique opportunity presented this year to dominate E3's headlines when it comes to hardware. Because there will be no other hardware being talked about besides maybe a Switch revision, and new Xbox is going to dominate headlines compared to a Switch revision. So I do think because Sony's not there, because Nintendo at best is going to be talking about a revision if they talk about any new hardware, that's going to give Microsoft a massive platform with their live press conference to go traditional and be the only one doing it traditional and get all the attention because they're the only one doing it. So yes, I fully believe Microsoft's at least going to tease their new system at E3, even though I don't think it's coming out till next year. Don't forget 2 Assassin's Creed games in May on Switch. Yeah. Ubisoft is cool, but they're kind of crossing the line with microtransactions. I mean, yeah, that's what they do. I mean, what most major third-party companies are all eventually going to do with microtransactions and all that stuff. Three games on... 3 AC games on Switch if you count the DLC. Oh, yeah. Liberation? Assassin's Creed Liberation? Which was never on Wii U. Anyway, let's probably go. I think my youngest is up. I think I've heard him yelling from his room a few times. I mean, he's fine, but should probably let him out so he can play and be a kid. People wonder when Prime Answers might be coming. It'll probably come later today. I had to redo the episode because I had some audio issues, and so I'm just going to be like sitting here for it like I was last time, and it'll be a condensed version. I'm just going to answer questions and rapid fire through the questions. You know, it'll be a half-hour episode or so. And we'll be back tonight as well because I plan to live stream Splatoon 2 tonight, and I'll also mention in the live stream, obviously, you want to support our trip to E3. We got it right there. Funds for E3 2019. We're at $40. We'll see how much higher it goes, if it goes higher at all. Who knows? But I want to thank Ben Freeberger for the $20 donation, man. Mark Buhegiar for the $20 as well. And Thark for the $5 Australian to the Super Chats. Thank you guys so much. I'll see some of you guys tonight. I'm gonna go play some Splatoon 2. And I'm gonna let my son know I'm coming. Alright, guys. See you guys later. Peace out.